just want the title to sink in for a little bit so everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. And I'm going to give several examples of situations and scenarios that everybody can relate to so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Hard work pays off. Hard work pays off. It definitely does. Now, you never know when the time or when timing is going to be when it relates to success or rewards, benefits. You never know when that timing will be. But one thing I can honestly say to you is the more you work, the more it will pay off. Okay? The more to pay off. Are you willing to practice? Are you willing to do the same activity every single day? Every single day for the rest of your life. Or until you reach those goals. And then after you reach the goals, what's next? Hard work pays off. It pays off. We see it all the time. So I'm in Fayetteville, North Carolina right now. And really for the past 2 years, and this situation is still not finished, but for the past 2 years, maybe three, and it could be longer, the county has been working on the roads. Okay? They've been working on the roads. And we've been having certain, I guess, situations where the weather might play into the roads not being completed on time. But not just the weather, circumstances such as money, not having enough men, but enough men to complete the job. But one thing I can honestly say, every time that those men are out there working on the roads, right? They're working on the roads every single day, every morning, all right? And last week, guys, literally see the hard work that they've been doing for the past 2 to 3 years, and it's paying off. Why? Because the roads are smooth. The roads are smoother, okay? At first, it didn't start off like that. I mean, the road was gravel, the roads were terrible. There were so many bumps. We had one lane to travel, so it took a while to get to your destination if you was going, if you was using that route to go to work or to pick up something or pick up someone, you know. It was hard work. It was hard work. And it's still hard work, but it was hard work at the beginning, you know. Um, but every day they would work, every day they would come to work, every day they would put some work in. And 2 years, 3 years later, now that work is more complete because it's not completed yet. They're doing the whole road, and that's probably enough, like 25 miles. But what I see now, that road is starting to be completed, and it's better. Okay, it's better. But it didn't start off like that. It didn't start off smooth at all. It really started off ugly. It started off where it felt like they would never complete the roads. Okay. Connor, hey, how you doing? Anybody else? Baby, Jose, oh, Hosey, I guess, or Jose, I don't know. If I'm butchering your name, I apologize. But we're talking about hard work and how hard work pays off. You have to be in that mindset to actually want to have some type of goals in the long run. Everybody doesn't want the same things. Everybody doesn't have the same goals. That's what makes us different as human beings. as people. You know, everybody doesn't want the same thing. Everybody does not share the same goals. What you may want, I might not want it. What I want, you may not want that as well. But whatever you want in this world, right? Whatever you inspire to be, whatever you have your goals set to, you definitely can accomplish those goals if you're willing to put in that hard work every single day. Every single day. Are you willing to put in a little bit of time? A little bit of time. Okay? And, I love talking to my men, and I love talking to everybody, but I love talking to my men. And the reason why is because if I can motivate someone that's going through something and they feel like there's no hope, and I can motivate them to start getting back on their business again, as far as motivating them to start getting serious about life itself, I feel like I have accomplished one of my goals because I want to inspire. I want to inspire, I want to motivate people. As far as the women is concerned, I love my women, but I'm not a woman, so I don't know everything that y'all go through. I have a sister and we're close, we're 14 months apart, but I'm not a woman, so I don't know how y'all feel emotionally. All I can do is guess. But as far as being a man, I know the struggles. It's hard out here. You're never going to, I'm not going to say never because that's a strong word, but it's very rare that you find a woman that's trying to save a man. Okay? And when I say trying to save a man, that wants to move the man into their house and pay for everything and let the man just relax and basically do whatever he wants to do. You know, that's rare. We as men, and I'm not making this a sexist battle. We as men, we have to work extra hard because if not, guys, you'll be on the streets. You'll be homeless. You know, so it's imperative. It's very important that you work extra hard every single day, no matter what it is, no matter what you might be doing. You have to work hard every single day. Every single day. I have another story. So, and this story pertains to, I guess, technology. When I first, when I first got my cell phone, when I first got my first cell phone, I had to be probably about in the ninth grade. And cell phones were bigger. They were bigger, but they were smaller, right? And they were bulkier. So a cell phone would look like this. It would be about this thick. And some of them was a little bit thicker, you know. The screens wasn't colored when I first got my cell phone. It was literally just black and white. Well, it was not even black and white. It was like gray and black, you know. The screen was gray. When you turned it on, it had like a light green shade, but the words were just straight black, digital, right? As years progressed, the cell phone started becoming more and more appealing. You had the Sidekick, you had the BlackBerry, then you had all these Androids. Because before at first everybody had an Android. It was no such thing as an iPhone, But when iPhone came, it opened the eyes of a lot of people, and it gave inventors, engineers ideas to, I guess, innovate and reimagine phones with higher technology. So you started having color. You started having a flat screen that you could just move. Like, I'm not gonna say it happened overnight, but as time progressed, the phones started becoming better and better. And now everybody has phones with just what? A screen on it, right? Right? It's the screen. Everybody has a phone with a screen. Okay? Everybody has a phone with a screen. All right. It wasn't like that 20 years ago. It wasn't. It wasn't like that 30 years ago. You know, hard work pays off. Hard work definitely pays off. And that just goes to show you that if you don't stop and you continue to do something that you love, even if you don't love to do it, right? But you have a goal, you have an end goal, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. One of my goals, and this is a it's a realistic goal, but it's one of my goals. I want to travel the world and make content for the masses. I I want to do that. I want to travel from different parts of the world, different states, and I want to make content for the world. I want to make content so people can enjoy certain experiences, but through the eyes, right? Through the eyes of my content. That's what I really want to do. And I know that the only way that I can make this goal happen is if I'm consistently posting on my social media channels every single day. If I'm consistently uploading content. Now, it doesn't matter if the content is is produced, if it's recorded with a multi-million dollar camera or $100,000 camera. It doesn't matter about that. It's all about the consistency behind that. Hard work and consistency goes hand in hand. You have to do the same thing every single day. Every single day. Because you're only going to get better. You're only going to get better at it. Okay? You're only going to get better at it. And the more research you do, right? And the more you do, whatever you're trying to do, you become better. Why? Because of repetition. Because of repetition. All right? So I know it's going to happen. I can't tell you when it's going to happen. I just know what I have to do every day. So lately, I want to say for the past 2 months, heavily, really for the past month heavily, but for the past 2 months, I've been on a strict schedule, a very strict schedule. I don't really have time to do anything else but being a barber, father my son, and do this content. Now I do have a little shorty. I have an old lady. I do have her too. Um, and I ain't gonna lie, I do love her. And you know, I love how patient she is because this lifestyle is not for everybody. Everybody cannot withstand this lifestyle. But you have to prioritize your time. You have to prioritize your time, and everything has to be on a strict schedule. And I did not realize this until I got older. Okay, the older that I became, I started realizing the importance of time and making sure that everything that you do needs to specifically be on schedule. All right? It has to be because if not, you can get distracted, you can get off focus, and before you know it, your concentration is shot. It's down the drain. Now you have to muster up a whole nother, you have to muster up more energy to try to get back focused again. All right? Hard work pays off. All right? Hard work pays off. Now, one thing I can honestly say, right? The more you do the same routine over and over and over, and once you reach your goals from doing the same thing over and over and over, anybody that's attached to you, anybody that you love, anybody that you inspire to help will be blessed through you. They can benefit through you. It's going to be your choice. It's going to be your choice. But those are the things that can happen. Those are the rewards that can happen, right? Those are the benefits that can happen with hard work. Hard work. So here's another situation too, another scenario, another example. So when I was younger and I was in elementary school, middle school, high school, in my household there was a criteria that you never bring nothing home lower than a B. We don't bring no C's home, we don't bring no D's home. But if you made A's and B's, right, you would get rewarded. If you made A's, you'll get like $10 per A. B's, you'll get $5 per B. Once we got older, the wage started to increase. That gave us the motivation, me and my sister and I, the motivation to work extra hard, to work hard. I mean, to put in that hard work throughout the year, throughout the school year. Why? Because we had something to look forward to. All right? We had something to look forward to. That was one of our goals to make sure that we made the AB honor roll, the A honor roll, to make sure that we was getting that stipend at the end of the year, right? At the end of the semester, at the end of the quarter. Why? Because money definitely excites any little kid. Why? Because you can buy whatever you would like to. I mean, you think about that. Like anybody saying, hey, if you can do this for 2 months, if you can do that for 2 months, at the end of the month, I'm gonna make sure I give you $200. All you have to do is make sure you're there every single day. You put in that hard work, and at the end, you can get this. Guys, that was a no-brainer. The only thing is, even then, being a child, it took hard work. It was heavy. It was hard. Some days I didn't feel like reading. Some days I didn't feel like studying, but I did it anyway. Why? Because the end result was something that I really wanted. Okay? The end result was something that I really wanted. And by any means necessary, I was going to get exactly what I wanted. Okay? But I had to earn it. I have to earn it. We're in the real world now, guys. Hard work will pay off. And the way it will pay off will be different depending on what you want in this world. The rewards will be different. The benefits will be different. The circumstances will be different. But you have to put one foot in front of the other. All right? You got to get up out of bed. And you have to be willing to do the same routine every single day until you meet those goals. All right? You have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to suck sometimes. It's going to suck sometimes. Guys, I work out every single day. Every single day. And then the days that I don't work out, sometimes I might skip a day, right? And I don't do it on purpose. It's like sleep just overwhelms me and it just puts me in a coma and you know, I, I can't do nothing about that. So the next day, I'll double up on exercises. It be days, guys, I'll be like, dang, I gotta do this again. Dang, I gotta do this again. Oh, it's time to do this again already. And I still do it. One thing I can honestly say, this is the most focused I've ever been in my life, you know. And I've been doing it for so long now that I don't want to turn around and do what I was doing last year or the year before. Like, I have motivation, and it's not just the end goals with the money, but it's other things as well. Like I said, I got people that's dependent on me, you know, and I have situations that's dependent on me, and I don't want to let those situations down. I don't want to let those people down. I don't want to let myself down. And like I said, the more hard work I put in, it's going to be beneficial. All right. And I know it's going to be beneficial. You might feel the same way, but you don't know where to start. Just start right now. Just start right now. Every single day, put a little bit of time in. Can you put just a little bit of time in? Just a little bit, right? If you can put a little bit of time in, right? I guarantee you it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. You know, we've been on live for 20 minutes. 20 minutes already. It doesn't even seem like it. But in 40 more minutes, that'd be a whole hour. That'd be a whole hour. How much time are you willing to put into something that you want and something that can affect you in the near future? All right? Just think about that. Are you willing to put that time in? Because it's going to suck. Every day you got to do the same thing over and over and over again. And when we was young, nobody told us this. Nobody told us this. You know, I thought, once you become a grown, excuse me, once you become a grown up, you know, millions of dollars would just fall into your lap. I don't know why, guys. I'm just being honest with you. You wouldn't have to work too hard. No, you have to work harder. Every day you wake up, being a grown person, you have to work harder. Every single day is harder. It's tougher. I was telling my son, and I love talking about my son, you know. I tell him this all the time. You know, you only have 12 years to be a kid, right? You got 12 years to be a kid, 7 years to be a teenager, and all the rest of your life to be a grown up. If God blesses you. Okay? I'm just being honest with you. That's not a lot of time, guys. That's not a lot of time. So just take that in consideration. You have 12 years to be a kid, 7 years to be a teenager, and then the rest of your life to be a grown up. All right? The rest of your life to be a grown up. So in those years that you're molding and developing your brain, you want to make sure that you're working hard. Why? So whenever you're a grown up, you can benefit and you can take advantage of all these rewards and benefits and amenities that life has before us. Like, let's be honest, you know, nobody wants to work hard for the rest of their life doing something that they don't want to do, right? But why not do something that you know you want to do, even if you don't want to really do it, okay? Because you know that the end result is going to be beneficial. Think about that. Just think about that. Look, as Philip Randolph, we just finished talking about hard work. Hard work will pay off. It's going to pay off. It has paid off. All right. Like I always say, at any time of the live, anytime that you see my podcast come through, anytime I post a podcast, feel free to leave a comment. There's no right or wrong answers. I created this space for the world. I created this space for everyone. Anybody who needs a little bit of time to vent, a little bit of time just to get a little bit of stress off their shoulders, a little weight off their shoulders. This is a judgment-free zone. And yeah, I love to hear from you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe so you can stay notified. Until the next live, guys, stay blessed, stay motivated, and